As I paddle out of the Hannibal Harbor, I'm immediately faced with 90,000 gallons per minute coming down that river at about 5 miles per hour. And if you're not playing your cards correctly, you'll end up down in New Orleans before you know it. So if I tuck into the left or the right side of the Mississippi River, I can avoid that strong current and take advantage of the eddies that are present on the sides of the river. And that allows me to paddle fairly easily as I go north. This is the Mark Twain Bridge. It's the replacement for the old bridge. What a powerful experience paddling underneath this thing. We're now entering Sigler Chute. Up ahead is the Scipio Ice House. For many years, they would cut ice out of the Mississippi River, which freezes over occasionally, and store it in that building.
Some of these chutes were utter solitudes. The dense, untouched forest overhung both banks of the crooked little crack, and one could believe that human creatures had never intruded there before. The swinging grapevines, the grassy nooks and vistas glimpsed as we swept by. The flowering creepers waving their red blossoms from the tops of dead trunks, and all the spendthrift richness of the forest foliage were wasted and thrown away there. The chutes were lovely places to steer in. They were deep except at the head. The current was gentle. Under the points the water was absolutely dead, and the invisible banks so bluff that where the tender willow thickets projected, you could bury your boat's broadside in them as you tore along, and then you seemed fairly to fly.
And ahead is Bay de Charles, which is a real narrow chute that's just wide enough to turn this 17-foot kayak around. Some areas of the chute are very shallow. Give one last paddle stroke and glide on through, right over the rocks. Up ahead is the footbridge. Now, it appears that bridge is low, but today the water is high. You know, most boats won't be able to get under there, but with the kayak there's a trick. It's amazing to be out here at night on the Mississippi River in a boat I built myself.
So we've put in the day lazing around, listening to the stillness. A little smoke couldn't be noticed now, and afterwards we would watch the lonesomeness of the river and kind of lazy along, and by lazy off to sleep. Wake up and by and look and see what done it. And maybe see a steamboat coughing along upstream, so far off towards the other side you couldn't tell nothing about her, only whether she was a stern wheel or side wheel. Then for about an hour there wouldn't be nothing to hear nor nothing to see, just solid lonesomeness. Next you'd see a raft sliding by, way off yonder. Maybe a galoot on it chopping, because they most always doing it on a raft. You'd see the axe flash and come down. You don't hear nothing. You can see that axe go up again. By the time it's above the man's head, then you hear the ka-chunk. It had took all that time to come over the water. Once there was a thick fog, and the rafts and things that went by was beating tin pans so the steamboats wouldn't run over them. The scow on a raft went by so close we could hear them talking and cussing and laughing. Heard them plain, but we couldn't see no sign of them. Made you feel crawly. It was like spirits carrying on that way in the air. Jim said he believed it was spirits. But I says, no, spirits wouldn't say darn the darn fog.
Welcome back. How'd it go?
I think we got some great shots out there. Man, that was beautiful.